Welcome, everyone, to another session of Flames of the Divine. Silo, would you like to explain what happened last session?
We traveled to the city of Pagos, and it was a dwarven city. We were recovering from our last encounter, which was from the undead, which we managed to do so without another encounter, thankfully. Gregor went to the temple to talk to his clergy and angels, and we got ideas on the map and realized that I did have one of the keys already. Secondly, Heaven went off to meet up with Felicia. And yeah, Felicia, okay. And she got a very dangerous dagger, which is what's been used to remove a god from his godhood. But she needs like 3 more souls to do so. I went to the smithy to basically do a Monster Hunter style quest at this point. Gotta hunt a worm or some kind to get its hide to get my upgraded armor. And Talos left. I believe that's where we ended it.
Yeah. That is correct. Talos left to head over to the Temple of Vierna.
On me.
Yeah. So, okay, so, shall we start with that?
Yep.
All right, so, Talos, you're on your way over to the Temple of Vierna.
Yep.
It's given your people's opinions on gods, you don't go to a lot of temples, but this one does not look like the the few that you've really seen before. Like, it's it's very spiky. There's braziers around on billowing green fire, and it's covered in quite a lot of iron spikes. It's like, it looks like almost how you'd imagine. It looks almost like you imagine. Well, perhaps Rudy's rubbing off on you, but it looks almost like how you imagine some cultist temple to be, more than anything, holy.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So, stepping inside, you see, several different, what you assume are basically acolytes of Vierna, like just doing various different things. Like a couple of them are reading large tomes of magic. One of them seems to be casting some kind of end of spell, and then and the next room over, you see a bunch. You notice you get a glimpse of like 3 or 4 of them, like basically wrangling what you assume to be some kind of. You can't even guess what it is, but it's a magical creature of some kind. That's pretty obvious.
Talos just kind of huffs and keeps going.
Yeah. Okay. So, what exactly are you looking for?
Talos is more just kind of wandering about here because he's got a lot on his mind. As he's going on, he kind of just starts talking to himself. And he says, "So some sort of god that not even she can identify as giving me these powers. Is that it?" From the stories I've heard of this Vierna, I guess it wouldn't surprise me if she was responsible. After sitting on that for a little bit, he just sort of sighs and says, "What are we going to do?" I act like taking out your shock is that simple, but someone who can willingly just destroy gods on his own is not something that we really want to mess with too much. What am I going to do? What are we going to do? And he's kind of just stewing on those thoughts as he keeps going. He's not being private with his thoughts. He's more just saying them out loud to himself to just try and get them out and get them sorted.
and 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 you and you and you find your way into, well, in your wandering, you eventually just find your way into what looks like more of a large or of like, well, what you can only assume is a large library. Like, well, there's bookshelves in pretty much every room here, but this one and seems to have more of them. And and in the middle is a statue of a large feathered serpent. And you are dimly aware that this is often a representation of Vierna. Like, she's often represented it as a snake, which tells you a bit about how she's seen a lot of the time by people who don't follow her.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And it might be a trick of the light, but you could almost swear it's peering at you, sort of.
Callus just sort of, when he gets that inkling, he stares down the statue and he says, if you're spying on me and have something to say, then say it. Otherwise, then turn away.
And then you hear a voice in your head. Well, you have gotten my interest. Why would? And then you hear just a voice in your head, like just the voice. It just you. This is like, it's got the same accent as Martha did, but there's just, Martha never sounded this amused about anything. As far as I know, the Leonin hate my kind. Why would you come here?
Talos isn't stupid. He knows who's talking to him.
Yeah.
He just sort of huffs and he says, I will not lie, you've caught me at one of my more vulnerable moments.
And well, have I? Where are my where are my manners? I haven't even asked your name.
None of your concern.
Well, Mr. None of your concern. And what are you doing here? from what I understand and about your people, you'd rather set this temple on fire than quietly think in it.
I'm sure you have your own senses. You can tell why I'm here. I'm pondering the current divine magic that seemed to have been bestowed upon me. But considering your own reaction, it seems as though you are not responsible. So my musings from earlier have been answered.
And yes, and giving magic power to a Leonin is the kind of thing I would do. I would admit, but if it was me, it would never have been any mystery.
Well, then I suppose there's no reason for me to stay here any longer.
But that's it. And it doesn't seem to be your only problem. And what's that about killing a god?
Greater being sees fit to claim your head.
You hear her like just laughing at that. he may join the club. Many in the world want my head. As a joke, I even mailed it to one of them once.
Does the name Yashak sound familiar to you?
Not in the slightest, no.
Thought as much. He seems to keep to the shadows and only invites those into his circle who very much are of interest to him.
I take it are you one such person of interest to him?
No, an associate of mine is, but me and my party have somewhat collectively agreed that we will have nothing to do with him, and instead, well, I best not say. A meddlesome person like you may find it entertaining to get involved in our endeavors.
Normally I would do exactly that, but well, who knows what will happen in the future? After all, whether you meant to or not, you've gotten my attention now.
Alice again just hops and turns to leave. I don't know what else to do, but just loudly and boldly claim that I will have Yashak's head. Not much else I can do.
And good. The head of a god always makes for a good trophy, I am told.
A conversation that is an end, goddess. Get out of my head.
And well, have fun. And who knows? Maybe we'll see each other again sooner than you think. As like her voice just fades from your mind.
Talos makes doubly sure that she's no longer spying on him and no longer in contact. And he makes his way out of the temple. Go ahead.
Yeah, like that. And yeah, that. And yeah, there's like you glance at the statue again, and it seems to just be a statue again. Like it doesn't feel like it's looking at you anymore.
Talos sighs and just leaves the temple on his way back to meet up with everyone else.
And Yeah. Okay, so in the meantime, what is everyone else doing?
Well, Sheila and I were gonna go to the Temple of Sabessa to check if the key is actually the key that we are looking for.
Okay, Heaven and Rudy, can I assume that you're going with them?
Really doesn't want to be alone after what had happened in the shadow corner of the city. So she's sticking with Gregor and CeeLo.
Okay. Well, in that case. And Rudy, I take it you as well?
Yes.
All right.
I really hope Derek doesn't question my competency when he sees my party.
Well, only one way to find out.
Don't worry, Gregor. I'm not sure why you're talking to yourself out loud, but I make good impressions on people, I'll have you know.
Yes, but this is a rather sensitive matter, so I can imagine why. So I can imagine him being a bit apprehensive.
Oh, don't worry, I'll convince him.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna fill up that thing full of ale, and I'm gonna drink it.
Heaven,
Are you making it? Okay. Are you aiming? Are you aiming to get drunk at all?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll the Constitution saving throw then.
What the?
Yeah. I'm afraid like this is involuntary. Are you getting drunk? Okay, yeah, no, you're one ale in enough to get you drunk, but you're buzzed.
Awesome. I'm
All
ready.
right.
I'm ready. Don't question me, Gregor. I'm ready.
If you say so.
Don't look at me like that, Gregor.
Gregor knocks on the door.
That's right.
Heaven
Okay.
pulls her, closes her coat. Is this a temple where the appropriate attire for women is to dress like nuns? Or would they be fine with me showing so much skin?
Well,
And she's
Gregor,
asking
like,
Gregor
as far as you, Gregor, as far as you remember, or most of the people going in and out of this temple wear heavy armor, just daily.
Well, I'm not too sure about that, but though I've never seen I've never seen anyone dressed quite like you here before.
want to make sure I don't set people off with how I look.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be that big a problem.
Yeah.
Well, you never know with some churches. But if you're pretty sure they're fine, then I have no other qualms. Besides, this Sylvester sounds like fun.
She's a rather kind goddess.
The kindest, many would say.
So we make our way into the temple.
Yeah. Okay. So, as you make your way back in, you check into the same receptionist yet, and I assume you just asked to see Derek.
Yeah.
Okay. So, two appointments in one day. That's unusual. Like the dwarf was like, okay, go on ahead. He was same place as he was before. And yeah, as you go in, you eventually you eventually step into his office, and he's still there. Apparently, or like doing what looks like what he's going through a bunch of personnel records.
Hello, sir. I've returned.
And already, that was fast. And you and CeeLo, Rudy, and Heaven, you all see this guy for the first time.
Is heavy armor your daily attire, sir?
Do you not wear armor everywhere?
Not all the times. But that's just me.
Weird.
Well, this is my party, or at least most of it. There is a Firebane, but he's elsewhere at the moment.
He does wear heavy armor all the times.
And this lead-in sounds like my kind of person then. So, so these are the ones you say you trust, yes?
Yes. And we believe we found one of the keys. We wanted to come check with you to confirm.
And already? What, did you just trip over it in the street or something?
Well, we were by the. We had already traveled through that location and happened to pick it up.
So yeah, we tripped on it in the woods, or in the valley.
The Valley of Life and Death. Show me.
Gregor motions to CeeLo.
Very well. CeeLo will show him the key that she has.
Oh, that's definitely it. But oh dear. How exactly did you find it? Like he looks he actually looks very disturbed all of a sudden.
We found it in a temple, a smaller temple that was hidden at first, and we took it from the room.
And how did you find this temple?
CeeLo tries to remember.
Heaven butts in. We were tasked to rescue a child from this temple, and we just stumbled across it.
No, that was
that's
after.
incorrect.
It's the one we
Oh.
saw on the way after seeing the magic pool that had shadow powers. The one with the
alright.
ants.
Yeah.
We've been in a lot of temples.
Yeah, funny
Yeah.
that.
Wait, so you're saying you just stumbled across it then?
Yeah.
That should have been impossible.
And why is that?
Because those things are covered in like these locations are supposedly covered. These locations are supposed to be covered in magical wards and defenses to prevent anyone from finding them if they don't already know about them.
Oh yeah, I think I do recall something about a magical ward being down.
That's something else. Bigger. CeeLo mentions.
Right.
Like if you just stumbled across it, that the protections are the protections must be fading.
I believe there was some old runes, like rune marks on them. I recall that. And they were all fading too. That was true.
Oh no. This isn't good.
I'm guessing you want us to find these keys as soon as possible? Well, it might not be as bad as that. The other two are in very remote locations, which would be very hard to get to anyway.
The chilled
ocean.
fire. Hard, but no longer impossible, is the rub.
Well, in that case, then fate deems it to be on your side, does it not? If it's not impossible, at least you can get to it.
And that is a positive way of looking at it. The problem is, if you can get to it, then so can others.
So, how
is there
much of
like
this information? Go ahead, Evan.
Is there like a way to unlock the words in case
The
of
words were not.
emergency?
They were not meant to be taken down. If there's a way to undo them, only the goddess who wove them has it.
Would anyone else know about these keys, though?
Well, I've not told anyone but you about them. But well, they, they're not well. They are a part of. They are a part of our history. So there are those clerics of our people who would know about them.
Yeah, but they should know the exact location. We had to go jump through means just to find a map, did we not?
That's true. For now, all we can do is continue on as before. But now secrecy is even more important.
So have you? Have you found those covert clerics?
Well, I've started narrowing things down and just gestures to the personnel to the basically just like the roster in documents he has on his desk. To be honest, I thought I'd have a little bit more time than this.
I see.
How much time do you need?
And I would need time. I would need time to contact those of our people who are familiar with the region, and I would need time to vet them down to those I know can be trusted. What else?
Should we hand this key over to you to lock it in a temple vault or something?
That may be a good idea. Yes.
All right, CeeLo, hand it over.
I don't know. I'd rather keep the item moving than one in place where it can be stolen.
That is a good point. Yes. Either way, the keys are useless unless they're all together.
That is true. So even if they steal one, if we keep them all together regardless, that's just an easier target to steal all at once.
Then we should hide the key somewhere on us to make sure, in case anyone, so that we don't go broadcasting we have it.
Yeah, we could
who knows?
We could all carry one, so that if one of us ends up getting captured for any reason, they won't get they won't get all the keys.
No, that's fine with me.
Like, make a secret compartment underneath their shoes?
And okay, these keys are like really big, like things. Like they're like a foot long. They're not gonna fit in your shoes.
We already have something that's better.
Bags of holding.
I have books of holding. Or will have.
Oh yeah, did Hope ever came back yet? Is that time frame good yet?
And roll odds or evens. I mean, no, choose odds or evens.
Even.
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, you're getting into the enroll time period when they'd be done, but that is not quite today.
My point is, we're overthinking it.
Well, I think as a first move, I think we could wait. We can wait for we can wait for Hope to come back with the bags of holding, because and then by then I'm sure Derek would have found the clerics.
We got things to do in the city anyway, so we can wait a few days if needed.
Well, it seems we mostly have our plans for this mission.
Yep. Well, there you go, Gregor. You found a key without having to do a damn thing. Congrats, buddy. She slaps his back.
Evan shrugs her shoulders. Maybe it's fate that you find these keys?
I guess that's
Maybe
one
the
way to think
gods-
of it.
And CeeLo, you just hear in your mind, everything is fated one way or another.
No, that's always true.
Oh,
And
DM? Does Heaven have any reactions when she enters the temple? Considering her patron?
You definitely feel a little bit uncomfortable being here, but whether that's anything actually any kind of magical reaction, or is it just like knowing what you know, and entirely in your head, you're not sure.
Go ahead, Rudy.
Don't worry about it. I've already forgotten what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Well then, if
Heaven
there's
looks
nothing
to the
else,
others and
I'll go ahead.
I think we had the same thought. If there's nothing else to do, then we should take our leave. Meet up with Talos.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. So Gregor thanks Derek and begins to make his way out.
And Derek nods and gets back to working on his thing.
You were saying something, Naku?
I was just saying Cielo bows and heads on out.
Okay.
And he just gives you sort of like
Heaven curtsies.
like as a reaction to all this, he just puts a fist across his chest as sort of a respectful salute.
Gotcha. Cielo's gonna look for Talos.
Talos, you good? You sorted?
Yeah. It seems like I'm sorted now. I'm not my voice isn't glitching out or anything, is it?
Nope, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm all good. I said I'm all good.
Okay.
All right.
Well, so Silo, you eventually find Talos like on his way towards you, and okay. So Peter, would I be correct in assuming that Talos is in a bit of a bad mood after that conversation he had with Vienna?
Slightly, yes.
Do we notice?
He's not exactly hiding it. He kind of has that look of like that one guy you see just walking down the street who looks like he's just pissed off at everything.
So, how was the visit to the Temple of Vierna?
Not as informative as I would have liked it to be.
I see. I see. Well, turns out we might be staying here for a day or so.
Waiting for Gregor's master or whatever to put that thing together, I suppose.
Yeah,
Something
we're also
like
waiting
that.
for Hope. We're also waiting for Hope to come back with the bags of holding.
No, that doesn't need us to stay here for that, but that could be a thing too.
Evan thinks for a moment. If you don't feel like going back to the temple, I could ask someone else to go there for me. When I was in the Temple of Sylvester with the others, I just felt uncomfortable. I don't know if I'm entering Vierna's temple, I get an allergic reaction or something.
Unlikely, but well, considering your connection to our little violet flame, I'm sure your reaction would be somewhat similar, uncomfortable, or maybe even more so, considering how he seems to personally target Vienna.
I'm still haunted by that nightmare, and well, what if someone communes with Vierna for me? I can't exactly talk to her about it regarding my stowaway.
So
Basically, I need a middleman. Unless there's a way that I can speak to her without Yashak knowing.
all right,
And
well,
it doesn't have to be you, Talis. I can I can ask CeeLo and Gregor to go. Rudy, you can go if you wish, but I mean, it's your call.
no. If I turn you down, then I'm being selfish here. I may be upset with what I did find out in that temple, but I'm not going to stop you from. Well, but that isn't going to stop me from helping you get this nightmare sorted. You can only benefit from getting it out of your head.
And I don't want to put you out either, considering you're not exactly thrilled about what just happened.
And Talos just tries to play it off with a shrug. It's
Roll
not
insight. Go ahead.
if you want to, yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say roll insight on Heaven rolls insight on Talos.
Okay, so Talos, roll either deception or persuasion of your choice.
Noku, I'm going to send.
Yes.
Actually, no. I'll send it to Wedwood. No, I don't want to give him ideas. I'll send it to you. I'm going to send you something, and if it comes true later, I want you to back me up when I tell everyone I told you so.
Okay.
Yeah, correct decision, Lala.
But yeah,
God damn, Talos is persuasive.
But yeah, from what you can tell, Heaven, like, despite Talos clearly being a bit grumpy from his little excursion to the Temple of Virna, he seems like he's about as well put together. He's about as well put together as he usually is.
And Heaven is uncertain, but she doesn't press anymore.
In spite of that, I will say that we do have other business aside. We do have other business aside from just figuring out what exactly is going on with your dreams. So, not to sound rude, but I suggest that if we are going to try and figure something out, then we should keep it brief.
Yes. I was sort of apprehensive to tell you because it is kind of more bad news, but it turns out that the keys were supposed to have some sort of protection on them, and they don't. Meaning that if anyone who knows about them could hypothetically just go get them.
Anyone who knows about them,
also,
like
not as far as we know.
So anyone who knows about them, like the potentially thousands of people who might be listening in right now. Talos just said,
wait, where are we?
In the middle of the fucking street.
Okay.
Heaven tries to play it off to move to, like, have it be something else. I told you not to tell me what the book says. Now you've gone and spoiled it for me. Thanks,
go ahead.
CeeLo.
Roll deception.
All right. Yes.
Yeah, looking around, no one's really paying it. No one in the street's really paying attention to you. Like, it's a busy street. You're walking. You're just a group of people walking and talking. Like, it's like there's nothing, like, you don't really look unusual.
But sorry, go ahead.
Heaven sighs in relief and says, "Maybe we should find a secure location to discuss this further."
Indeed, let's table that discussion for now. But as of this right moment, Heaven, you want to quickly find out what to do about that dream, yes?
Yes.
Well, as I said, go ahead.
Out of character, Talos, did Heaven describe the dream in any capacity?
I think she did generally describe it to CeeLo, Rudy, and Talos at one point. I don't think she's ever opened up to it about it to Gregor, but I think we're all generally kind of aware of what her nightmares are.
Okay, so I don't need to go into what the nightmare was about.
But yeah, Talos just says, I know this will be a slight detour, everyone, but we'll try and keep it brief. I don't want to talk to her any more than any of you do.
Well, we do have to stick around here for a little while anyway.
True enough, but well, once that's done, CeeLo, you said that we have a bit of a monster slaying quest for your armor, yes?
Yeah, we gotta go over to a mine shaft to find it.
Good. I'm in the mood for killing something.
Oh, so we are gonna kill it then.
Well, I'm in the mood for killing it at least. But if you want it alive, I'll do my best.
No, we don't need it alive.
Your choices were kill it and skin it, or find one of its shed skins.
Right.
Before that,
killing it would get the better armor.
Before that, we should most likely obtain an inn room and get some rest.
That would make the most sense, but last thing I need is to be exhausted from walking all over town all day. But But anyways, go ahead.
I do know of an inn where I just recently performed.
Well, maybe that'll get ourselves a small discount or a foot in the door. Not that we really need that discount.
If you need to, I can dance for a free room.
Well,
I still have my loot.
Well, considering how your performances usually go, Heaven, I'm sure they would be glad to have you back.
We could do another joint performance.
But
Sure.
But regardless, shall we all? I'll get this underway.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh yeah.
Sounds good.
Talos ends up leading everyone who's willing, of course, to the temple and where he had his conversation with Vierna.
Okay, so Rudy, you see you see the Temple of Vienna, and it looks like a very culty building to you, but it's not because but it's not because it's big and it has a lot of members, and that makes it a religion, not a cult.
Oh, fair enough.
Rudy's reason actually is a little different. Rudy will actually point to them and then say, anything that was a cult would not look like a cult. Therefore, it's not an actual cult.
Cults
Well,
Go ahead.
Well, technically, this place and its god are what the cult is against, so this is technically a safe place from cults.
Exactly. That is why it looks like a cult.
Yeah. Well, looks like my suspicions were right.
Rudy will walk in, move to the first bookshelf she finds, and just take a book out and start reading without even asking.
Yeah, like, do you pick it random or are you targeting? Because
absolute random. Rudy likes knowledge. She's just gonna read as much as she can.
Okay, let's see. Odds will be information and evens will be evens. Okay. Hey, you you found a spell book.
Sweet.
Okay, let's see. One moment while I see what. Give me a moment to pick what spell you get.
That should be illegal. I disagree with this.
She's being rewarded for being a bookworm.
She's being rewarded for being a nerd.
In a Temple of Vienna, yeah. Like, when you get right down to it, the Cult of Vienna is really just a whole bunch of goth nerds with way too much power.
Yeah, I mean, let me double check how much spell stuff I have.
Yeah, here's an appropriate one. So, and Rudy, you find the spell you opened up to is Summon Greater Demon.
Oh.
All right. I will go to the front desk and place down some gold plus, a little extra, and then say, "Can I write this down in my spell book?"
And then like this like fairly old looking king drow at the front and desk, it's like it looks like he's in like late middle aging, like he's just reading and smoking a pipe behind the desk. Yep, that's what they're there for. That's what those books are there for.
Thank you. Rudy just sits down right where she is after grabbing the relevant materials.
However, it would be if you've got any interesting spells, it would be courtesy to copy down on anything you have in exchange.
Very well.
Yeah.
I'll copy down in return sleeping draught. And
they will very much appreciate that one.
And I'll also add in what's that water one? I don't know. Yeah, I'll add that spell. I'll exchange the spells then.
Yeah. So they get sleeping draught and you get summon greater demon.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, you're gonna be at that for a few hours.
I decided on that one because I figured it was, like you said, like that's not an actual spell in the book, so I figured they might not have that one.
And yep. Yeah, that spell and a few others is in this particular game are from a third party source.
I'll add in Frost Fingers too.
Oh, freebie.
Since that's another spell that they probably don't have.
Maybe. Well, either way, all that's going to take you a few hours, so probably going to eat up your time here.
All right. Well, I'll see you all when you guys are finished.
All right.
Sheila's gonna stand by Rudy if she's just doing her thing.
Rudy
Are you
will.
all right, Evan?
Rudy
Oh,
will.
sorry, I didn't realize you were still going.
Sorry, I won't be too long. Rudy will respond to Sela's presence by pointing out the various uses for demons. In a dead monotone voice, just casually mentioning that among housework they can be used as defense, fence, and blah blah blah. Okay, now you can talk, Chaos.
Are you all right, Heaven?
It's like super pale, like very uncomfortable given the situation she is in, but she has to press on in order to figure out what this nightmare is once and for all. Basically, with Yashak and that her country isn't exactly fond of Irna, she's a powder keg of boiling nerves.
I suppose that makes. I suppose that makes sense. Talos, we should try to wrap this up.
I already had half a mind to do though. Want to do as such.
Out of a need for support, Heaven grabs both Talos and Gregor's arms and just holds them like she wants their support. She's nervous and she's like holding on to their arms like teddy bears.
You'll be okay, Heaven.
Geez, Heaven, I've never seen you like this before.
Well, considering everything that you know about me and what I got, I'm a little uneasy about the repercussions and what may come out of this.
Stay strong. You've made it this far.
Heaven grips Talos's hand a bit tighter as she walks with them both inside.
Yeah. So as you do that, at Silo, you're hanging back with Lala, yes?
Yeah, we're at the back.
We're still doing the book stuff.
Yeah, but like you're like just hanging back there. I assume you're just hanging back there while like the others go on.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay,
There's a
so-
reason for that one.
Okay,
There's
so-
a reason for that one.
Yes. Yeah, but Silo, as you're doing this, you see just like out the corner of your eye, you see Artoon just manifest an image of herself in the middle of the room. And Rudy, you do not like. You can tell Rudy does not see this, nor does anyone else in the room. Like Silo, you pretty sure you're the only one who can see it. And Artoon's just standing there looking around. So, this is my successor.
CeeLo frowns, looking at Artoon.
Like she gives like a big sniff. I recognize hints of the magic. This was once mine, for sure.
I see. So, do you think that it was replaced or taken? Your source?
It might be the case. That might be the case. I accidentally gave her Bjorn's accent there for a moment. But right now, but right now, all I can think of is, my goodness, those iron spikes look ridiculous.
It is a bit tacky, I'll agree, she muses.
I like looks up at like it could be it could be carving of like the same feathered serpent Talos had saw a statue of just in the center of the wall. Oh yes, it's big carving of things of herself, iron spikes everywhere. You said she's only been around for around a century.
So, record said, that is true.
Well, looks like that was all the time she needed to go mad with power.
What will you do, Artoon, whenever you regain your abilities?
Well, it's a very open question if I even can regain my abilities, but if that happens, I don't even want. I don't even want to think about what kind of insanity Evian has gotten up to. I mean, she'll still be around even if I take them back, because it's not just my power she has, not anymore. There's something else there.
I see. Does she have the power over fate as well?
No. This is if I didn't know better, I'd almost say she could control time. She's everything I've heard she is. It's kind of a horrifying thought.
Redo time. Well, with our current information, we don't have much to go off of. But for now, let's focus on our goal then, right?
Indeed.
Question: is CeeLo talking aloud? I know Rudy can't hear Artoon, but is CeeLo talking aloud?
Well, Artoon is talking telepathically. I'll leave whether CeeLo's
That's what I'm
responds aloud
asking.
or in kind. Yeah, like, CeeLo, are you talking aloud or are you responding telepathically?
I'll be talking in a hushed tone.
In that case, Rudy will briefly glance over and say, If she has power over time, then wouldn't your friend's release be part of her plan? Otherwise, she could just rewind time to before we got there.
Oh man, you make my head hurt, Rudy. I'm sorry.
I can go back to the. I'll go back to discussing demons then. So this demon rat here is very good at this certain task where if you want them to be flaying, it's not really useful for most human things, but they do have a tendency to be very good for flaying if that's something you're interested in. And then you have this demon that's, and on and on it goes.
Sheila would actually rest a hand on Rudy's shoulder, trying to get her attention.
Rudy will stop.
Artoon and just chimes in. Yes, I can. Looks around. Yes, I can see how a goddess such as this would arise from the elves.
Yes, Artoon. Thank you. Rudy, there's something I wanted to ask you.
Yes.
Silo goes quiet for a good bit. Then looking ahead into the library. I'm not going to ask you to choose, but that would be rather mean. So, I guess it's not really the question I should be asking in my mind. But why stay with us for so long? You're in the temple you wanted to be in, correct? You have questions to ask, don't you? Goals to seek, dreams to reach.
Rudy
I'm
will.
trying to figure you out a little more.
Rudy will close the book briefly and look over to Silo and simply say, I'm an elf. I've got many years, decades even. I may want to read every book in existence and find a place that's cultist free, but it does not mean I can not handle the more pressing matter of the borderline war that is clearly about to begin between the gods here. You have Sylvester gathering an ancient artifact. You have some sort of mysterious snake thing taking control of one of the party. You have a mysterious god giving powers to a Leonin. You have what's Silo's race again? It's a
Satyr.
Satyr. You have a satyr whose best friend is an ancient god of magic that was chained in hell. Need I go on?
No, you hit the nail pretty good. But here's my follow-up question for that. Have you read any cheesy romance novels yet?
Rudy will sort of tilt her head slightly and then say, I've read many, yes.
Then I guess I really can't surprise you all, can I? It's a shame, really. Thank you for being with me all this time. Even if it's less than Talos.
Rudy has gone dead silent and is just staring at you blankly.
It's weird to stare, Rudy.
She doesn't respond.
I just wanted to ask if you like to read books together.
She doesn't respond.
Now you're just bullying me, jerk.
She...
Fine. Rudy, I think I have gotten a little flustered with you lately. Okay? I've fallen for you a little.
Rudy continues to stare.
Sheila just walks out now. I'm like fucking pissed.
Rudy continues to stare at the last place CeeLo was for 2 hours.
Oh no, what about the spells?
The spells are not written. So demons are not going to be summoned.
Now, Rudy already finished with that like 10, 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
She just really liked talking about demons.
It was her favorite topic, I can tell.
No, it's not that it's her favorite topic. It's that she likes talking about magic, and you got her talking. But yeah,
Rudy, it is summon greater demons, not summon lesser.
Oh, sorry. I'll fix that.
Yeah, the stronger one.
It's more powerful for your demon needs.
Which I mean, like, yeah, like it was gonna be one of the two. I kind of just flipped a coin.
Fair enough. But yeah, you feel free to move on now.
Oh, Ninja's gonna have a ball when she hears about this.
She already has, I think.
All right. Well, with that out of the way, Talos continues to lead Gregor and Heaven to the statue.
Talos and only Talos hears this. My goodness, I told you we'd be seeing each other again soon, didn't I?
Very funny.
I thought so. What can I do for you?
Wait, hang on. Hang on. Are we hearing Talos talk?
Oh, yep.
But not the goddess?
Yeah, you do not hear the goddess. She is only speaking to Talos right now.
So Talos is just from our perspective, Talos is just talking.
Yes, he's talking out loud.
All right.
Yeah.
Heaven tightens her grip on Talos' arm as a reaction.
So, I brought my friend who I said was, well, marked by this Yashak individual. She's been having...
You...
Sorry, go ahead.
She just said, did you now?
She's been having nightmares, specifically, if I remember correctly, about you destroying her home city. So, she probably has a few questions for you.
Look looks at Silo.
You mean Heaven?
Perhaps. I mean, looks at Heaven. Yeah. And and now having you here. Oh, calm down, girl. I'm not going to eat you. And you, you see, and you see just in your mind's eye, like looking at the heaven, you almost see it as sort of a drow woman in like dark, in like heavy dark plate armor, or just like with a massive warhammer at her side.
Out of pure surprise, Heaven just like she rasps out.
Heaven is the only one who
Holy,
sees you.
yeah, Heaven seen this, like she lets out a gasp. Holy fucking shit! As a reaction.
Heaven, maybe refrain from curses in a temple.
Oh no, it's fine.
All right.
I'm a goddess of magic. I sling curses all the time.
I'm sure you're very proud of that. So, are you going to answer her questions or not?
Oh, fire away.
Heaven just bites her lip for a moment, keeping her grip on the boys before saying, first, we're not being watched by, who currently has his tattoo on me, are we? Just to make sure our conversations are private.
And no one can scry or spy in here. You are safe.
Heaven breathes a slight sigh of relief. As Talos said, ever since I retrieved this amulet from a little excursion, I have been having nightmares about you destroying my homeland, which was also encased in purple flames.
Why would I destroy your home? Why would I want to do anything like that?
Well, have you heard of Rosa Patianos?
Yes.
Well, no offense, but you're not exactly like there.
I'm
Most
not
people,
exactly liked in most places in the world. Why would I destroy yours in particular?
because we worship your predecessor, Hartoon.
I had a predecessor.
Even, yes, some, this entity that is currently having me as his puppet, he slain Artoon. She got better, but she's currently inhabiting the body of our satyr friend. But there is also a conspiracy by this entity's cult that seeks to destroy you. And
Oh yes, yeah. Yes. Talon and mentioned that, I think.
yeah, yes, she then, with a shaking hand, pulls out the almond blade. I've recently met with an associate of theirs, a Felicia Sin.
Like she just starts laughing maniacally. This goes on for like 30 seconds.
If this were an enemy, you could see Heaven's sweat drop.
But yeah,
Uh,
once
uh,
the sorry, go ahead.
I take it you know of Felicia?
You could say that, yes. For a moment there, this threat sounded serious until you brought her up.
Talos also
Well-
quickly. Sorry. Talos also quickly interjects and says it's Talos, by the way, not Talon.
Oh, like she just like waved you off.
Well, she's crazy, as far as I know,
Oh, that I know.
but she's also one of his associates.
You see, the more I have to say, the more I hear about all this, the less it sounds like a threat.
Well, then, perhaps you should take a look at this. She then holds up the Omen Blade.
Uh,
This is designed to, after acquiring 5 souls, one strike will take away your immortality.
Well, well, you missed the part where it needs to be combined with a divine artifact.
Yeah, she points that out too.
Yeah. Looks at it. Huh. A sacrificial dagger? Really? Oh, some things never change. So, I appreciate the warning, but do you exactly want something from me, or?
Her
Well-
dreams.
Yes, I've been trying my damnedest to find a proper interpretation of my nightmares, and unfortunately, that is how I got roped into this contract in the first place.
Hmm.
I got desperate, and
If I,
one of the people that person suggested that I'd speak to a priest of Irina, but one of your priests, but she didn't know a thing. So since we were here, I thought maybe go to the source.
well, well, I'm no. Dreams are not my domain. That domain, well, frankly, that domain lies empty as far as I'm aware. But, well,
But you know pretty much a lot about magic.
that I do.
If I believe
The
these
purple
dreams are.
flame. The purple flames can be a number of things. Could mean that your city is being destroyed. Could be it's already been destroyed. Could be there's something corrupted about it now. Either way, what I can tell you is that I have no intention of destroying your home.
Then is there a way to properly interpret it? Or maybe figure out what magic is making me have these nightmares in the first place?
And well, do you
Oh, and
think?
there is one other thing. The reason I'm out of Rosapatianos is because there's this 100-year-old drought going on, and I recently learned that magic is at hand. I figured with your vast wealth of knowledge regarding the arcane arts that maybe you know something about this, or maybe know someone who's powerful enough to cause a century-long drought.
Well, and to figure that out, I'd have to go to Rosa Potionis myself, and as you yourself stated, I'm not exactly welcome there.
I mean, I don't think you have to worry if you don't broadcast it that you're there.
And well, a spell big enough to cause a drought for an entire nation. That's only one spell a mortal could cast that could cause such a thing, and I would have. And well, I could imagine a wish spell gone awry, but well. Maybe. I'm guessing here.
But if you go to Rosa Patianos, would you have better clarity? I'm
It's possible. Oh, if nothing else, it could make things interesting.
then I mean, I mean, if you're gonna if you can keep yourself hidden, then I guess I have no objections with you visiting my homeland. And my pharaoh did say, find a way to figure out how to end this drought by any means possible. He did not say anything about not acquiring your aid.
You're thinking like one of my followers now. Good.
Talos fine.
She's like smiling at that.
Talos butts in and say, so after all that, you inevitably just say, I don't know what's going on. I'll check it out myself.
Yes. Why were you expecting me to dodge the issue?
Talos just huffs. Do you happen to know who's given me powers as well, or do you not know either?
I don't know, but it's coming from no god I've ever felt. And I'm acquainted and have usually argued with pretty much everyone alive or active.
Out of curiosity, can you tell if Talos' magic is divine or infernal?
Oh.
If it's not a god, maybe it's a demon?
It feels divine, but there's something off about it. Whatever it is, this is something. Like, he's actually taking a good look at you, look at your magic for the first time. This is something I've not seen before. Definitely a paladin, but the source. Huh.
I worship no gods other than my own beliefs that I'm destined for something greater.
You know, you remind, and you know, that's a, and that's a, and for a long time I thought the same. I thought the same way as you once, and look how I turned out. Who know? You'll be hearing from me again. When? Who knows? And she just fades out.
Talos just huffs after all that, and he says, "Typical gods, as useless as ever."
I suppose your conversation wasn't as fruitful. Still,
After all that conversing, all she said was she has no idea why Heaven is having the dreams that she is, and she'll take a look herself.
maybe it has something to. Maybe it's just some sort of illusion made by Ishak. Which, well, out of character, wasn't this the first? Wouldn't this be the first time Gregor's ever heard the dream actually described?
I
don't remember.
I believe so.
To be honest, Heaven's been thinking the same thing, that maybe the whole nightmare thing was a trap set by Yashak to obtain the perfect vessel.
But anyway, Talos
It does.
Go ahead.
It does seem like something that Snake would come up with.
But after that, Talos sighs and he says, "Let's go and round up Rudy and CeeLo. We've got a giant snake thing to slay." What exactly did she describe that monster as?
She, the word she kept using was worm.
The giant.
The
giant
Alaskan
one, right?
bullworm.
Sure, why not? But yeah.
Do you mind if we head to the inn first? Not only to rest, but after today, I really, really need a drink.
That's fine. We were planning to rest anyway. Go and
We're
grab.
still gonna do that joint performance.
I mean, I can. I might calm down on my way over, and I can enlist CeeLo to help me if she's willing.
But yeah, Talos goes through and he says, there you are, Rudy. Where's CeeLo? Where did she go off to?"
You get no response.
Right. Too engrossed in the books. Sorry. I'll go look
she's not reading, she's just staring at the same area that CeeLo left from.
Talos just kind of slowly leans over, raises his hand, and snaps his fingers in front of her.
No response.
Oh dear, has she been frozen?
No, she's still breathing.
That does that?
No, she's still breathing.
Heaven, she goes and takes a more in-depth look at Rudy. Chances are she might know what's up with her.
I'm not sure what you're trying to determine.
Well, I mean, out of character, I think she's trying to determine if Rudy's like shocked, or if she, I don't know, got a love confession and has no idea, and she's broke because she doesn't know how to process.
Heaven doesn't really talk to Rudy that often. So I don't think she'd know either. Especially if Talos doesn't.
Well, I mean,
maybe Talos should roll insight or something.
I doubt he'd be. Sorry. I doubt he'd be able to tell either, because Rudy has never acted like this before.
Talos sighs and he says, "All right, well, Heaven, Gregor, could you look after Rudy for a bit? I'll go and find CeeLo."
You got it.
I could go find. I could find CeeLo if you want.
No, I'll go for it. I need to get out of this temple right quick.
I was gonna say, I think Heaven probably wants to get out of the temple as well.
Right. Well, try it. Well, you said you sorry, Heaven. You said you performed at an inn, right?
Yes, on the other side of town.
Do you think perhaps you can try and take Rudy over there?
Of course. Gregor, if you can give me a hand, I'm not exactly strong, but I don't think she's gonna move anytime soon.
All right.
I'll meet the both of you there. I'm sure I'll be able to find it.
Rudy turns to look at you all.
She moved.
My God, if she moved.
Talos waves at her.
Rudy stands up and puts the book away.
Three of us are heading to. You, me, and Gregor are gonna head to an inn that I know of. Chalice is gonna check on CeeLo, and we'll meet up there.
You get no response, but Rudy does look at you.
All right, well,
I
I'll
think
see
that's
you
the
in a
most
bit,
response
Rudy.
we're gonna get out of her.
Yeah.
I'll see you in a bit, Rudy. Don't get kidnapped by cultists while I'm away.
Heaven takes a quick look back at the temple as they leave. Does she see anything?
For a second, and you could swear you see an image of Vierna in humanoid drow form again, winking at you.
Oh, fuck.
But it's not a flirtatious wing this time. It's more very sardonic, as in, like, hey, you hear just in the back of your mind a faint echo of, "Do as you will."
Okay. Heaven then looks to Rudy and Gregor like, well, let's head on over to the inn. I'm pretty sure those two will catch up. And in the back of her mind she's thinking, why am I getting winks today? I know I'm cute, but I'm not that cute, am I? Okay, I'm done.
And out of character, Dream, you have no one to blame but yourself for this.
I know. But I chose a bard, and I'm fine with it.
Yep. Okay, so okay, so all right, so Talos, CeeLo, where exactly did you storm off to?
A random direction in town. Angry satyr noises. So a lot of cursing.
Quiet.
Hell no.
And Talos, you followed the angry satyr noises.
There you are, CeeLo. Was wondering where you ran off to.
Damn, I wanted to. I can't do it though.
Why not?
No, nothing. Don't worry. Here's something. I'll tell you later, Talos.
All right.
CeeLo looks at Talos, glaring at him. Oh, what are you doing here? I thought you were at the temple.
I was.
Oh.
We finished with business there.
I see. That was rather sudden.
Well, ultimately, Vierna was about as useless as I thought she would be. So there you go.
I see.
Are you well, CeeLo? You were ranting and raving quite loudly. I could even hear you over the crowd.
CeeLo looks rather down and saddened. I did something stupid, I think.
Talos sort of he moves up beside CeeLo and takes a seat down there on the ground, crossing his legs.
I can be dumb too, Talos. And then she mimics him.
So what did you do?
Well, Rudy was talking about demons for a long while. A long, long while. I lost count. I think maybe like 2 hours in. And then I started talking to Artoon. And then an hour later, Rudy was still talking about demons. And then she talked about something about Artoon. And then something about Vienna. I wasn't paying attention, I'll be honest.
What were you focused
I was.
on?
CeeLo looks away. I was focusing on how cute Rudy was looking at her explanation.
Ah, I see. You've fallen for her, have you?
Yeah.
Well, I can't lie. I suppose you two would be somewhat cute together. I suppose it was not something I ever really thought about.
I understand. I just thought it was really sweet whenever she was defending me at times.
Well, I suppose you and Rudy do have a bit more of a vocal relationship than she and I has.
In a way, that's not a bad thing, Talos.
I know.
I feel like
I know.
you understand it better than I do.
Rudy is Rudy. She likes what she likes. She knows what she needs to do. Maybe she and I don't talk too much other than just, me saying this and that, but well, the two and I have been together long enough.
Yeah.
But
Doing what needs to be done.
But ultimately, I can only assume that you said something to the effect that you thought she was cute, yes?
Yeah.
And you didn't get much of a response from her, did you?
Well, she kind of just stood there. And then I made it worse. Every time she just stared at me, I thought she was taunting me, and I just felt like embarrassed. I walked away.
Well, from my own knowledge from that, I can only say that Rudy did as such because she really didn't know how to respond to that. Despite how long she's been alive, I don't believe anyone's ever said that they love her in that way to her.
The one thing I'm fond of Rudy the most is her actions. And that's why, I guess, I said the things I did. I had never thought about my actions, but she always does.
She's very calculated, isn't she?
Yeah. I feel like she would stop me if I were doing something wrong.
Well, now that you have walked off like this, what are you going to do?
I want to kill a fucking worm.
Well, so do I. I'm still rather upset at Vienna. So how about we? So how about we return to the inn for tonight? Get Seder wasted, and then in the morning after, in tomorrow morning, we shall go out and slay ourselves a worm.
Okay, that sounds good.
Hey, he kind of leans over and gives a bit of a smile to her. You want to ride on my shoulders there?
can walk, you know.
Hey, just offering, just offering.
Sheila stands and just moves on, huffing. You hear like muddled, now very much lower curses in Sylvan, which you can assume is curses just because that's how much you still say in Sylvan.
But yeah, it's like, damn it, the only time I know cursing in Dwarvish. But yeah, Talos hops back up from the ground and he follows after CeeLo.
Hey guys, we performed us some rooms, and Heaven is
She's cursing in primordial drunk.
Yeah.
Heaven's having a moment. All right, let's just leave it at that.
So, meanwhile, up in the room that Rudy has picked out, that was paid for by Heaven.
Thank you, Evan.
And Gregor.
And
Yeah,
Gregor.
Anyway, she's locked the door, and a chair has been pushed in front of it to bar it.
God, goodness.
And the windows are closed, and she briefly thought about pushing the cupboard in front of it, but realized that would be impossible with her strength, so she just sat down on the bed. As the noise from downstairs got very rowdy, Rudy is going to cast Sending to Korax.
And okay. Okay, you gonna okay.
Oh shit.
Damn, son.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
A girl just compared me and her to a romance novel and asked to enact out the scene. What do I do? In a dead monotone. First time he's heard from her in forever, and that is what she's saying.
But like, okay, well.
Also, because you guys had that, let's just say that mumbo jumbo times have become back normal again.
Yeah. That's what I was going for. So, like, that's what I've been going for, like, for the last few months.
Yeah. Anyway.
Like, you just hear a long pause. Well, and, like, you hear a tone of voice that's still unmistakably Korax's, but way more feminine than you remember it. It's, I guess, I guess, your first step should be to have
remember to keep track of the words.
Okay, that's a good point. So give me a bit.
I love the fact that Rudy finally reached out to Korax purely because she got fucking confessed.
Well, you finally got her to talk to her brother.
Yay, mission accomplished.
Okay, so first 11 words. It's figure out how you feel yourself, then be honest with her. Honestly, never thought I'd be having this conversation with you. That's 21 words.
All right. And is that all you say?
Glad you sound safe. 25 words.
Okay. Isn't it 24
Damn, it was
though?
27.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
I
is
was like, good
27.
luck.
Okay. Rudy will sit there on the bed for quite a bit and then just say, fuck.
Just a good reaction, bro. Just fuck.
Fuck. Fuck.
I got that. Honestly, could we ask for any more? Could we have asked?
Help! Help! Heaven and Talos are getting smashed down here.
Yeah.
No.
And then yeah, like, hey, this girl just asked me, what do I do? Be honest with her. Figure out how you feel and then be honest with her. Well, that's no help at all.
No book has told me this.
Yeah.
I didn't sign up for this shit.
Anyway, that's you can cut back down to the party down below. That's it for Rudy for now.
Okay, so Talos, Heaven, and both of you start. Both of you roll con saves. Heaven, you're with disadvantage because you're already drunk.
Okay.
Nice.
And okay, Heaven seems to be keeping up with Talos quite nicely, surprisingly.
Yeah, Talos slams down his drink, rubbing his foot. And it's like, how can such a petite little thing like you can pack away beer that quickly?
Heaven just smiles drunkenly.
Yeah.
Honey, you haven't seen nothing yet. Then she calls the barcade. Another round.
Yeah, like you're still quite a bit more drunk than you were, though, lest you forget. Okay. Hey. He pours you another round, and are you just drinking normal ale at this point, or are you going for the hard stuff?
Considering the day I had, I'm going for the hard stuff.
Talos is sampling the finer cuisine. Well, the finer cuisine of the dwarven city. Their ale.
Yes. Okay, so both of you roll con saves again with disadvantage this time because you were both considered poisoned at this point. Heaven is barely lucid at this point, and Talos is doing better, but not much.
You surrender?
Talos just kind of blinks a few times, and he says, "A Leon and warrior never surrenders."
I guess it's the final round.
This is the final round. Both of you con saves with disadvantage.
So unless I end up rolling a nat 1 as well, actually, yeah, like even if I rolled a nat 1, I would have won.
Oh my god, Heaven from Flames of the Divine is dead!
Heaven is out cold. She is unresponsive. If you have to check her pulse to make sure she's not dead, she's going to have the mother of all hangovers tomorrow morning. And Talos,
is that foam? Hang
you're
on now.
also Talos, you lasted a few seconds longer than she did, but you two are barely conscious.
But yeah,
I gotta go find
Talos in his staggering state looks to CeeLo and he just points towards and shaking it like he's challenging her.
CeeLo only gives him the most disappointed look out there right now. Like a father looking down to a child and saying, "You done it bad today, son."
Now CeeLo So, would you like to help me carry Talos to his room?
No, I would not. Let him suffer.
Meanwhile, Heaven sprawled out on the floor.
She has done enough to this poor man. Drinking like that is a dishonor to Leonin and also satyrs alike. CeeLo would also drink.
Well, at least he won.
Barely. That's where the dishonor came from.
And haven't even had a head start.
Yeah.
CeeLo's going upstairs now.
Wait, you're just gonna leave them down here?
Yes.
I mean, Gregor could possibly carry Heaven, but I don't think he can carry Talos.
Probably not. But yeah,
Yeah,
it
Gregor
has like
just
it
goes
does.
to carry Heaven
Sorry,
to a
go
room.
ahead.
Gregor goes to carry Heaven to a room.
Talos is like, don't worry, everyone. I can stand up for myself. He gets halfway to standing up. His leg catches on the chair leg, and he just falls over. He's like, okay, I can't stand up for myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just
Alright,
kind
come
of
on, you two.
he just kind of stays there, and he's like, why does this floor smell weird?
It and I mean, someone like the bartender walks over and says, "Oh yes, someone vomited it yesterday, and I scrubbed it really hard with like lemon scented bleach, more or less."
Smells very nice.
Good lord.
He's just it smells very nice. Keep using it.
I plan to.
What a good guy.
But yeah, at this point, with Gregor not probably being incapable of carrying what amounts to about probably 300 pounds of Leonin, he probably won't be able to. Yep, Talos, I think, is staying downstairs for the night.
Yeah. And with that, as with Gregor, Egor, like just bridal carrying or fireman's carrying, depends on how careful you want to be with her. But carrying Heaven up to her room, and Talos like just lying on the ground downstairs. CeeLo having stormed off to bed, and Rudy
having
staring off into space, wondering what the hell to do.
Rudy having an existential crisis.
Yeah. I think that is a good place to leave off.
I like how Gregor was the only responsible one left.
I'm responsible. I just don't give a fuck.
You were too pissed to be responsible.
Yeah, well, that's actually kind of appropriate because he's the only wisdom-based character in this entire party.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.